Commission on the Defence Forces published its report in February of 2022. And one of the recommendations of the report was the expeditious removal of the blanket exclusion of the Defence Forces from the Organisation of Working Time Act of 1997, subject to the application of the derogations permitted by the Working Time Directive. And this is key and probably the single most important thing that needs to be done to address the retention crisis and in turn deal with the recruitment crisis within the Defence Forces. The detailed implementation plan for the report signposted legislation has been progressed by September this year. And in May, in reply to a PQ I submitted, Minister, you stated that your department had commenced formal dialogue with the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment on the agreed management position and bringing forward the appropriate legislative framework for removing the blanket exemption from the Organisation of Working Time Act. So we're now 7 weeks on from that, and it would be beneficial if you could update us on what progress has been made in the intervening period. So, I mean, is there now a final agreed management position? Has the necessary legislative stage, which your department were formally discussing with the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment, be progressed sufficiently? And is it still envisaged that this will be fully progressed by September?
I have progressed this. I've got agreement with the Defence representative organisations on an agreed military management position following discussions. It's been sent to the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment. The legislative process has commenced. I made this a priority when I became Minister of Defence to introduce Working Time Directive to the Defence Forces, and I'm determined that we complete this now. And obviously that the process of legislation has commenced, and the officials in the Department of Enterprise are working on this, and I look forward to its completion.
Thank you, Minister. I suppose the Commission believes that the implementation of the directive will improve retention and wellbeing and productivity in the Defence Forces. So you're saying it has progressed since in the 7 weeks that you're talking about there. So is September still the date for when you see this legislative progress? Just, if you could update.
I apologise for interrupting, but that's all done. That negotiation process is well and truly over for quite a while now. It's gone to the Department of Enterprise. I think the next challenge is to make sure we can get the legislation, drafted and published, and with the cooperation of everybody in the House to get it through the House. I think that would be the desired objective, probably now in the autumn session.